Hi, this is Tony with StuffSeniorsNeed.com, and I'm coming to you today with a video about something that's becoming more and more commonplace in our society. Trying to be a caregiver for your parents, but being a caregiver at a distance. This could be because you moved away, it could be because mom and dad moved away. Whatever the situation is, it really adds to the stress of the situation because you know that you're not there, you can't be there for them at all times. So what I want to do is I want to come up and give you a couple of ideas, okay, a couple of tips in order to be able to better manage this situation so that you and your parents are okay. First of all, you have to see if you know, obviously, anyone in the area where your parents are. This involves building a local support group. It could be other family members, it could be friends in the area, who can stop by, visit, run errands, whatever. When you do visit, okay, try and perform a geriatric care assessment just to see if your parents can still live on their own. Take a look for things that seem out of the ordinary. A lot of dishes in the sink. The refrigerator isn't stocked. Things of that nature. Is their house clean? Does the car have a few dings in it? Things of that nature. That's what you need to do. Resist what is called the relocation reaction, unless it's absolutely necessary. And what I mean by that is you trying to force your parents to come towards you or you moving towards them. A lot of times this will actually make the situation worse because your parents are in a position where they don't necessarily think they need you around to take care of them, so you wind up exacerbating the situation. One of the more ideal solutions in this instance is for you to try and get a home health care worker for a couple of hours a day to visit them in order to just make sure that they're okay. I have written about that previously, and you can check that out. I'm going to put that information in the description of this post. Here's a few other ideas. Number one, contact their post office. Speak with the postmaster and see if you can get the letter carrier on your parents' route, okay, to report any unusual activity either to you or the police. They can make arrangements to just knock on the door once a day to make sure everything's okay. There have been more than one instance in the news recently where a postal delivery worker wound up saving the life of a senior just because they noticed that something wasn't right, and they wound up calling for help. The police department in their area might be able to do the same thing. Okay, they can make arrangements to have the officer on duty pay a little bit more attention in their area, also to check on them in snowstorms, in heat, or in other types of emergency situations. Also, as a long-distance caregiver, check with the local Office of the Aging. See if they have either what's called a telephone reassurance program or volunteers who can maybe pay a daily visit just to make sure that everything is okay. There are plenty of resources like that available. This is another tip. I learned this the hard way. You're going to need to save your vacation and your personal days, okay, in the event that an emergency is necessary. You have to think about that. You have to think ahead. You can't burn all your vacation time, unfortunately, on you. That's just a fact of life. Sorry for the spelling mistake there. As a long-distance caregiver, it's important not to step. Let me fix that. Okay. Not to step on the primary caregiver's toes. Okay. What I mean by that is, if you're at a distance, but you have a brother or a sister that's relatively close by and taking care of things, what you cannot do, okay, is start to show up once every 3 or 6 months and start telling them what to do. You have to make appropriate suggestions in an appropriate tone. So remember that. Here are some ideas for when you do visit, how to make that visit count. Okay, like I said earlier, you have to look around and see if anything isn't right. Things just are out of the ordinary. Is the mail not opened? Are bills not paid? Are they managing their finances properly? Does it look like they've been active? Are they interacting with friends? Is the fridge full? Okay. Is all the food spoiled? Are the are the dishes piling up in the sink rather? These are some of the things that you have to think of and you have to be on the watch out for. It's a couple of the things you need to look out for when you visit, and if anything seems awry, this might be the time for you to start to make arrangements to visit more often or start to make some alternative living arrangements for your folks. So I certainly hope that this has helped. This is Tony with Stuff Seniors Need, and I will see you next time. Take care.